Geordies, welcome back to another episode. Hope everyone's well and enjoying the sunshine. How hot is it, man? Getting that vitamin D in you is absolutely essential, so make sure you go outside, touch some grass, but obviously after this video, because we've got a nice video today. But there's one thing I want to say. I think Newcastle United have missed a trick, and I think we've missed a trick with Mohamed Kudus, because if you give me the option of anybody other than João Pedro, it would either be Xavi Simons or Mohamed Kudus. Now, I made a video saying I didn't want to sign Mohamed Kudus for 70 million because I generally don't believe he's worth 70 million. But if you're paying 55 million over 3 installments, that is good price for Mohamed Kudus. So Tottenham have got themselves a great player, and I wish Newcastle United had signed him because I think he would thrive under Eddie Howe. He's not so good in a structured environment. This is why I don't think he played well under Potter, because Graham Potter wants these players to be very structural. Mohamed Kudus does his best work in chaos. Now, Eddie Howe plays with controlled chaos, and I think Mohamed Kudus would be absolutely perfect for Newcastle United. So I've decided in this video, we're going to be looking at João Pedro alternatives. Now, I know we've been linked with Nketiah. I know we've been linked with Johan Vissa. But until those links get even stronger, I won't make a video on them. And I prepared this video already before those links come out. So we are going to be looking at 5 possible candidates that we could sign instead of João Pedro. Now, there is other players I could have put on there, like Fermin Lopez from Barcelona, or the 2 boys that Brighton have just signed, who I wanted Newcastle to sign because I thought they would have been absolutely perfect for our system. But they've just gone to Brighton, so very unlikely that they come to us. You could also have Jorginho Rutter of Brighton. But these are the 5 candidates that we're going to be breaking down today. We're going to be looking at the style of play, comparing them to João Pedro, but also comparing them to Alexander Isak. Now, the reason I've got Xavi Simons briefly is because I've spoke about Xavi Simons so many times. So I don't want to just repeat myself. But if you ask me the question, would you sign Xavi Simons? The answer is absolutely yes. Now, the first candidate we're going to look at is Adam Hložek. Now, this was emailed to me by a big Newcastle United fan. Goes under the name of Adam, and I'm sorry if I get this wrong. It's either Gratton or Gratton. I'm guessing it's Gratton, but he sent us a big email, articulated beautifully. It was a beautiful read, and it's a brilliant option. So I want to give him the full credit for this suggestion, and I will put his Twitter handle on the below, so make sure you go and follow him because he's obviously a big Newcastle United fan. Now, Adam Hložek is somebody that I've followed since his youth days. He was tearing it up in youth football and became one of the most sought out forwards in European football. He's 22 years old. He stands at 6'2", and Hoffenheim paid about 80 million for him in 2024. So likely an asking price would be about 25 to 30 million. So what's his tactical fit? Well, he can operate as a left winger, striker, second striker, or an attack midfielder. He's a versatile forward who blends physicality, technical flair, and tactical intelligence. Now, what I do like about Hložek, he's not just a goal scorer. He's a creative outlet who can also unlock defenses, link up midfield to attack, and also contribute defensively. So his key traits: he's excellent in tight spaces, uses quick feet body movements to beat defenders. I like his profile. He's tall, athletic, balance of strength and agility. He's very progressive in his play, whether that be carrying the ball or passing the ball. And that's complemented with vision, which enables him to thread incisive through balls. But he's also a capable finisher, and he's got a powerful right foot shot, which makes him a threat from distance and inside the box. He's a unique blend of creativity and scoring efficiency. Now, granted, he's played most of his career as a centre forward, and it didn't really work out at Bayer Leverkusen, but I don't think that was his fault. I think he just lacked consistency in his minutes because he had so many good players ahead of him, like Victor Boniface, Florian Wirtz, Nathan Teller, who's been tearing it up at Bayer Leverkusen. So I don't think it didn't work out at Leverkusen because of ability-wise. I just think he lacked minutes and couldn't get that consistency. So how does he compare to João Pedro? And as you can see, when they're in possession, the numbers aren't too far away. He's creating just little than João Pedro, and the progressive passes, progressive carries, successful take-ons, touches per 90 are all very similar. Where he does differ from João Pedro, Hložek's more of a goal threat. And this is what I like about him. He wants to get inside that box. Standing at 6'2", he's also an aerial presence. And my second thing that I like about him, he works tremendously hard out of possession. He's a relentless presser and he tracks back incredibly well. So how does he differ from Alexander Isak when he's playing as a centre forward? I'm not going to read the whole top bit, but pretty much he's a hybrid between a creator and a finisher. When it comes to ball control, Hložek's better in tight spaces and very good under pressure, whereas Alexander Isak's got that silky quality first touch and elite in transitions. The dribbling style does differ as well. Hložek's more of a direct, powerful, not flashy dribbler, whereas Alexander Isak is a quick feet mover. Looks like he's dancing with the ball. He's elegant, deceptive, and can beat multiple players. When it comes to finishing, Hložek's more of a powerful finisher. He's two-footedness and instinctive, whereas Alexander Isak is composed, clinical, and got a wide range of finishing. And again, Hložek's a little bit more powerful than Alexander Isak, even when it comes to the aerial duels. He's strong in the air with a good leap, whereas Alexander Isak's all about timing to be a threat from crosses. Now, once again, I want to propose this question to you guys. Because of his versatility, he's capable of playing on either wing, as an attack midfielder, as a second striker, or a striker. Would you welcome somebody like Adam Holse to Newcastle United? Let me know in the comments below. But our option number 2 is somebody that is a little bit older. He's 24 at the moment, and that's Charles de Ketelaere. And I know that's how you pronounce it because I went on Google Translate and I listened to them pronounce his name over and over again. But I'm just going to call him Charles for this because it makes it so much easier. He's currently at Atalanta. He's 24 years old and stands at 6'4". Atalanta reportedly paid 22 million for him and would likely demand about 40 to 50 million if they were to sell now. To be fair, he went to Milan. It didn't quite work out. He's went to Atalanta and he's absolutely tearing it up. It's the perfect system for him. So what's his tactical profile like? Well, he operates primarily as an attack midfielder or a second striker, but his best position, this way I like about him, is where he plays off the shoulder of the main forward. So where I think he would work best is a second striker to Alexander Isak. That means he can exploit half spaces and combine between the lines, but he's also actually played on the wing as well. So he does offer that tactical flexibility, but also positional flexibility. The thing about Charles, he stands at 6'4", but you just wouldn't think he plays the way he does. You would expect him to be a hold-up striker, but he's far from just a hold-up striker. His agility, his ability in possession is absolutely outstanding. So he pairs his big frame with excellent close control, using quick feet, body feints to beat defenders. Now, one of his biggest assets is his vision. His passing range spans from simple, incisive through balls, or he gets him behind and looks for cutbacks arriving for teammates. So if we're breaking down even further, he's passing, he's a visionary passer. He's what I like to call a locksmith. He's capable of breaking down low blocks. So he's got that ability to execute. Secondly, he's ball control. Excellent in tight spaces. It's like he's one step ahead of the defenders. He's got excellent quick feet and he uses disguise and deceptive touches to evade pressure. And then lastly, his ability to identify and exploit space. He's comfortable between the lines, but he's also deceptively quick in getting behind the line. This allows him to disrupt solid defenses. While he's not a natural out-and-out forward, he could definitely occupy that role on occasions. So this is how he compares to João Pedro. And as you can see, they're very similar in terms of what they like to do on the football pitch. The difference I would point out between the two, I think Charles is a little bit more elegant in possession, whereas João Pedro is a little bit more physical. But as you can see from the graphics, there's not much splitting them at all. So how would he compare to Alexander Isak? Now, if he was to come in and help and rotate with Alexander Isak, you would get a different style. Charles is a creative hybrid. He thrives between the lines, links up play, and manipulates space. While I don't see him as a natural out-and-out centre forward, I think his versatility is a strength though. But he's at his best when he's a Roman second striker or an advanced playmaker in a system that allows fluidity and overloads. So he would definitely give us that technical flexibility to play a 4-2-3-1, and I actually think his profile would complement Alexander Isak. So again, I want to propose a question to you guys. Would you welcome somebody like Charles de Ketelaere to St. James's Park? He also comes with that Champions League experience, just like Hložek, which I forgot to mention. Let me know in the comments below. So our next two candidates is a double delight from Eintracht. Coincidentally, exactly where Hugo Nketiah is currently playing. But first up, it's Jean-Mattéo Bahoya, 20 years old, stands at 5'11", and he's signed for Eintracht for 8.5 million from Angers in France. And they would likely demand a fee well above 20 million. So I'm guessing about 30 to 40 million. So his primary role, well, he's played mostly on the left wing, but he's a dynamic, versatile attacker whose style blends flair, speed, and technical finesse. He can play as an inverted left winger, attack midfielder, second striker, and a false nine. The beauty about Eintracht, they constantly change their formation. So they sometimes play in a 4-2-3-1. When they're playing a 4-2-3-1, he plays as a left winger, or they play a similar system to Ruben Amorim at Man United, and he operates as one of the number 10s behind the striker. So his style of play, he boasts excellent close control and ball retention under pressure. He combines intelligent movement off the ball that allows him to exploit half spaces, and he's also got a good passing range, ability to break down low blocks, and smart link-up play. But one of his biggest assets is his explosive pace. Last season, he recorded the fastest sprint in the Bundesliga at 37.16 kilometers per hour, but he's an excellent dribbler. He's known for breezing past defenders with ease, using quick feet and close control. He can deliver decisive final balls, contributing to assists, and he's also a capable finisher, confident with strikes from tight angles, and he's got the ability to score a variety of goals. I generally think he's going to have a breakout season next season. So how does he compare to João Pedro? Now, granted, he's not an out-and-out striker just like Charles, but he is best when he's a second striker or playing off the left wing. So again, he offers that tactical flexibility if you want to play two up front or if you want to play with an attacking midfielder. So how does he compare to João Pedro? And this is how he compares to João Pedro. Bear in mind, he didn't have many minutes last season, but he's assisting just as much as João Pedro. He's averaging more successful take-ons, more touches per 90. But what I like about him is his attitude off the ball. He works tremendously hard off the ball, and that's shown in these statistics. He ranks highly for clearances, blocks, tackles and interceptions, aerial duels won, and dribblers tackled. And we all know Eddie Howe loves a hard worker. So how is he compared to Alexander Isak? Because if he was coming, he might occasionally have to play as a striker. So this is how he does compare. Now, I think if we were to sign somebody like this, it would be more Anthony Gordon playing as a false nine and him probably playing on the wing. But I've compared them anyways. He's a raw but exciting inverted winger who has a knack for gliding past defenders. And I'll just reiterate, he's not a natural striker, but he has played there before. He offers breezy dribbles, positional fluidity, and flashes of final third creativity. But he works best in transitional systems that allows him to roam around the final third, isolate defenders, and create for his teammates. Now, I must confess, I made a mistake. He's actually right-footed, not left-footed, but he's super comfortable with both feet. Now, again, I want to propose a question to you guys. Would you welcome somebody like Bahoya to Newcastle United? Let me know in the comments. Our fourth option is somebody that we were linked with before he moved to Eintracht, and that is Uzun. He's 19 years old, stands at 6'1", and he was signed for about 11 million. So they will probably demand north of 25 million. Now, this is somebody that is extremely versatile. He's actually played more as a striker than our previous candidate, but he's operated most as an attack midfielder. He's even operated as a number 8, which is an advanced state, or a number 9. And he's also occupied the left wing. So he's a technically gifted attack midfielder whose style blends creativity, composure, and versatility. He's known for his dribbling and ball control. He's super confident in tight spaces, and he's got smooth footwork and quick turns. That just allows him to evade pressure and be direct. He's excellent in picking out incisive passes in the final third. He reads the game extremely well, and he adapts to different attacking setups that allows him to make intelligent off-ball runs. He can deliver decisive through balls and contribute to assists, but he's also composed in front of goal. He's capable of scoring long-range efforts, but also from tight angles. Now, again, because he was new to Eintracht, he didn't start many games last season, but you can see his dexterity in his play. He's comfortable with the ball at his feet. He's comfortable progressing play. He creates numerous chances for his striker, but he also scores himself. Look at his non-penalty goals compared to João Pedro's. And I just think with consistent game time, this is somebody that's just going to excel next season. So how is he compared to Alexander Isak? Well, he's a creative hybrid. He thrives between the lines, manipulating space, and links up play with flair. His style blends vision and shadow striker instincts, making him ideal for transitional systems, and he's at his best when he's roaming and combining with runners. So I kind of feel like he's somebody that if we were to play him as a striker, he would operate as a false 9. So you would need runners coming off him, because he's that guy that wants to get on the ball and link up play. But once he enters that penalty box, that's when he turns on his striker instinctiveness. But his game's all about receiving on the half turn, keeping his dribbling style nice and controlled, being very composed, but he's also got that ability and that vision and execution to break down low blocks. So he's someone that can offer that positional or tactical flexibility. So I want to hear from you guys. Would you welcome somebody like Uzun to St. James's Park? Let me know. My final guy, do you know what? I'm going to let Google do this one because I don't want to get butchered in the comments for mispronouncing this name.
Kılıçsoy.
One more time.
Kılıçsoy.
Kılıçsoy. Right? So he's pronounced Kılıçsoy. So he's 19 years old. He stands at 5'11", and he's somebody that we have been linked to before. He plays for Besiktas, who reportedly set an asking price of 20 million euros. So let's look at his profile. Well, he's somebody that has played the majority of his games as a centre forward, but he's also operated as a left winger, also a second striker. He's a dynamic forward whose game blends on technical flair, positional versatility, and a sharp eye for goal. Now, his idol is Sergio Aguero, and by other other scouts and other reports in the media, he has been likened to Sergio Aguero. So he's got that physicality. He's got the same stature as Sergio Aguero. So what's his key traits? Ball control. He's tight in traffic, confident with both feet, and he's press resistant. When it comes to dribbling, he's direct, but he's also agile. He's got wonderful low center of gravity and the ability to glide past defenders. Now, what I really do like about him is his finishing. Composed inside the box, and he's capable from scoring from all angles and all distances. His movement is also intelligent and belies his age. Good at drifting in between half spaces or arriving late inside the box. Now, physically, he's not dominant aerially, or he's not really powerful, but he uses his body well to shield and turn on the ball. Now, because he's playing in Turkey, there's no statistics comparing to João Pedro. Do you know how I compared Charles to Pedro and saying Charles is a little bit more elegant, Pedro's a little bit more aggressive? When it comes to dribbling, Kılıçsoy, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, is a little bit more aggressive. Even though he's small in stature, he's deceptively strong. He's a good creator for his teammates, and he definitely has an eye for goal. Now, again, he's somebody that would offer that tactical flexibility. He's a different profile of striker to Alexander Isak, because Alexander Isak's tall, he's lean, he's gangly, he's rangy, whereas Kılıçsoy is a little shorter, a little bit more robust. So how does he compare to Alexander Isak? Well, he's a hybrid forward. And what I mean by that, he's a part creator, but also a part finisher. His game blends agility, two-footedness, and positional fluidity. He works best in transitional systems that allows him to roam, combine, and attack space. Like I mentioned earlier, his style draws comparison to early Aguero with flashes of Sancho-like dribbling from wide zones. Now, again, he's not somebody that is identical to Alexander Isak, but he would certainly offer us something different. And again, that tactical flexibility, but also positional flexibility, is a manager's dream. So I want to propose the last question to you guys. Would you welcome him to St. James's Park? And actually, out of all those players, if you had to choose one, who would it be? Please drop your comment in the below, because I generally like hearing your opinion. And if there's any other suggestions out there, let me know, because there's loads of players that we could speak upon, but I just don't try to put them all in one video because I don't want the video going too long. But again, there's some options or alternatives to João Pedro, but I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your favorite option in the below. And if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and until next time, got one more thing to say: away the lads.